New year, new you, or at least new scrubs, because let's be honest, personal growth is hard, but a great uniform, that we can do. If you work in healthcare, now is the perfect time to upgrade your scrubs with Figs. They're lightweight, durable, super functional, and so soft. Because we all know what you wear sets the tone for your entire day, and that's exactly why I love Figs. Figs makes scrubs for modern medicine. Back in nursing school, I was given these boxy, scratchy scrubs that felt like wearing a stiff paper bag. Figs completely changed everything. They're well-fitting without being restrictive, insanely comfortable, and actually made for people who work in healthcare. They're antimicrobial to help keep you protected, durable enough to survive wash after wash, and look so good you actually want to wear them. With new limited edition colors and styles, Figs is truly putting the fresh in uniform refresh. Scrubs, outerwear, footwear, accessories, you'll look sharp, feel good, and be ready to take on whatever your shift throws your way. 2026 is here, so let's do this. Take 15% off your first order at wearfigs.com with the code FIGSRX. That's wearfigs.com, code FIGSRX.
Appliance savings are happening now at the Home Depot with up to $1,000 off, plus up to an extra $500 off select appliances. Looking to upgrade your fridge? Check out LG's newest models serving up ice in all kinds of styles: cubed, crushed, craft ice, and now new mini craft ice straight from the dispenser. Shop savings and get up to $1,000 off, plus free delivery on select appliances like LG at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $999 or more. Offer valid January 8th through the 28th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
Well, hello there, I'm Nurse Mo, and welcome to Mo's Monday Minute, a shorty episode of the Straight A Nursing podcast where I share a quick tip you can start using to improve your practice or habits right away. For more in-depth topics, check out the episodes that I release on Thursdays. So in this quickie episode, we're talking about the BUN, blood urea nitrogen. And when we look at this lab test, we tend to think of it as a lab test telling us about renal function, right? That's typically when you have a patient with renal impairment, you think, oh, I need to check their BUN and their creatinine. But the BUN can also be really helpful in assessing patients with suspected or confirmed GI bleeding, specifically upper GI bleeding. So to differentiate between an upper and lower GI bleed, the upper bleed occurs above the ligament of Treitz, and I hope I'm saying that right. It's Treitz. Basically, this anatomical landmark marks the junction between the duodenum and the jejunum, which is the start of the small intestine. So anything above that is going to be considered an upper GI bleed. And since upper GI bleeding can definitely be fatal, we want to make sure that we detect it early and that we get treatment started right away. So how does the BUN come into play? The BUN lab test tells us how much urea nitrogen, which is a byproduct of protein metabolism, is present in the blood. So why is this important in a GI bleed? That's a fantastic question. So when bleeding occurs in that upper part of the GI tract, the blood is digested to protein, and this protein then travels to the liver via portal circulation and metabolizes into BUN. So if your patient has a significantly higher BUN compared to their creatinine, which is called a high BUN to creatinine ratio, and they have a low or a trending lower hemoglobin, we're very suspicious of an upper GI bleed. This is also helpful information if you're caring for a patient with a GI bleed and you get your lab results back and you see the elevated BUN, not immediately going to, oh my gosh, they have a kidney issue, but understanding and putting that whole clinical picture together so you'll understand why an elevated BUN can occur in a patient with a GI bleed who has no history of renal impairment. I hope this shorty episode helped you, and I will talk with you again soon. This podcast is brought to you by Straight A Nursing, a proud member of the Airwave Media Network. For more educational podcasts, check out airwavemedia.com. And for more nursing-related content, go to straightanursingstudent.com.
What does Sputnik have to do with student loans? How did a set of trembling hands end the Soviet Union? How did inflation kill moon bases? And how did a former president decide to run for a second non-consecutive term? These are among the topics we deal with on the My History Can Beat Up Your Politics podcast. We tell stories of history that relate to today's news events. Give a listen. My History Can Beat Up Your Politics wherever you get podcasts.